Okay, welcome to the Blank Slide channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create the following presentation. Smooth little transitions that shows the title of the timeline, the element, and then exits. Moving on to the next timeline pieces for obviously as many points as you want, and then pumps into the end because every timeline has a beginning, and so stuff has an end. Just cute little animations and videos that you can download from iStock, Shutterstock, Getty, you name it. Thank you. Let's jump into it. Okay, so where do we begin? So first things first, for this presentation, I'd like to add a little subtle gradient. You'll see the gradient that I just added already has this. So for these colors, we are using the first soft gray here, then a white in the middle, and then the secondary gray, which is here. Let's actually make that a bit darker and use that gray. I like that a bit more. Gives it a bit more depth. Okay, then let's just change this to a blank slide because that's where greatness happens. And first things first, we know this is going to be a company timeline. So let's add that block in here and say company timeline. Company timeline. Okay, great. My font of choice is Montserrat. So let's quickly just change that to Montserrat because I feel it changes the aesthetic of the slide. Here we go. Montserrat, my champion. Okay, the color of that's horrible. Let's go to a little dark. What's that? Gray blue thingy? Okay, yeah, that's good. Let's make the Montserrat bold. Okay, fantastic. Now let's add our next element for the slide. So let's add this little blue line. It's going to be using there like a nice dark blue line there with no outline on it. Okay, just send that to the back. Great. Now we have our first slide as per our presentation. Which is that. Okay, so how do we get the magic to happen there? Okay, well, first things first, we need to have this transition. So there is a slight animation that happens on this. We're going to use the wipe effect. Why do you use the wipe effect? Because it allows us to wipe from one side to the other quite smooth and efficiently. So obviously our starting point is going to be from here. So we're going to wipe it from the left to the right. So let's go from the left. There we go. Let's just go look at our time animation pane. Speed up this little animation a little bit. There we go, 5 seconds. Yes, it's very fast, but it can be faster. It can always be faster. So let's make that 0, 3. Yeah. Number 0, what is it, 0,5? So yeah. Sorry, 3. There we go. A bit faster, a bit smoother, and instead of starting it on a click, let's start with previous. So now we're going to need our next slide. So let's just copy this, duplicate the slide, Control Z. Okay, duplicate the slide. We don't actually need that, do we now? Okay, so we're just going to move this to the one side because we're going to be changing the name of that block. Let's make the length of this 34.5. Let's see what that looks like. No, why? 34.5. There we go. Nice long line. And we can take our animation away from it. So, yeah, cancel. There we go. Sorry for all the shaking. I'm working with a piece of paper as a mouse pad. Let's put that there. Now, let's just have a look at the previous presentation. So we know we're going to add a date in here for our company timeline. So the date here is going to be let's make it 1986. And we're not going to have a title, just the year there. Now to add a bit more of depth and character to the slide as is, we're going to take text and add it as a line in here and use the same time frame that we are using in our little block up there. So let's go Montserrat, but let's make this Montserrat black. As you can see, as a designer, I have a shit ton of font. Okay, let's go Montserrat. There we go, Montserrat black. Now let's change the full of this font to shape format. Shape format, text full, no full, text outline. Let's use a slightly. Let's see which color works the best. Yeah, that'll work. Now let's increase the size of the font. Go for it until we feel it is sufficient. Now that's quite nice and big. We like what's going on there. Let's make sure it's nice and centered so we have some neatness going on in this presentation. Okay, cool. Just to double check how neat it is, we are going to align this to center there. Yes, perfect. Now what we can do is we can even add a bit more of a font weight full. So we're going to say text outline weight, up that, and then the colors can pop a little less. There we go. Now they're not overbearing and taking over our entire presentation. Now let's have a look at what we're doing on our other presentation. Okay, so we're going to need a title block. Okay, this block we can remove the outline on it. Control D, duplicate that. And this is going to be our basic title. So let's just quickly align this to the top here. Okay, great. And then we're going to give it space to call it. Line to the left. Title. Okay, and for that we don't want it to be the same boldness. Title of timeline element. There we go. If you do see me spelling something incorrectly, it is because I am dyslexic. Okay, there we go. Now we have the basic animation. So we're going to need a transition on this slide to push. We're not going to push it to the top. We are going to push it from the right. So as you can see, we have our little animation that's happening here. And on the next transition, that line comes in automatically. Okay, now with that being said, let's look for what elements to add next. So the next part of our puzzle is going to be text and an image. So let's quickly just see what it displays like on animation. So obviously there we have that line coming in. Now we need a month and a title heading that can come in, or just the title heading. Let's add that and not be lazy. And then images that float up and little text blocks that come in with the animation as well. So let's just quickly see how we did that. Okay, so that doesn't appear. Okay, so let me just grab these images from our presentation. So let's figure out where we're going to be having those here. So obviously the sizes are not 100% the same because this is a brand new animation. So let's stretch this out a bit here. Let's work properly with a crop tool, seeing as we are professionals in our field. Okay. Now let's crop this into position. Here we go. Let's just make this a little neater here. Such tedious work. Okay. And we can bring that there. And this can be our little cropped profile picture. Slightly bigger, and then arrange it that to say go to the back line, send to the back, backwards. There we go. And let's add a little text box. Let's just duplicate this one. Into here. Let's just align this to the top quickly. Now let's change the text on this, and let's give it a month. So let's call it Feb. Now, for all of you that don't know me, this is my actual birth month. Here we go. Don't use it to steal my information from the internet. Thank you very much. Okay. Now we have a little birth month title, and let's add some animations to this. So let's wipe this in, insert, animation, and it is going to be a wipe, and our wipe direction is going to be from the right. That way it wipes in like that. Nice and smooth. Let's make the duration 2 seconds, and let's just smooth out that animation a little bit at the end. So we're going to say effect options from the right, no sound animation all at once. 2 seconds, no delay. Great. And then we're going to do the same for this one. So we're going to wipe it from the left. And we're also going to make this 2 seconds, slightly slower, which is 3 seconds. And let's see what that looks at one after the other. Start after previous. This one is start with previous. And then let's give it a little play, see what it looks like. Comes in. Let's do a little fly in. Option from the top. And this one is from the bottom. I know, I did their animation together. From the top. Make it pop. There we go. And this animation runs together. Start with previous. And let's have a quick look at how that transitions out. Okay. So let's start this from the beginning. So we have our company timeline. Runs into the slide, automatically grabs those elements. Next click should add those elements. Let's just duplicate the slide as is. Let's change this to controls it. Delete 1999. You know, it took some time off to become a mom. And let's keep those pictures in there. And let's quickly see what it transitions like. So we have our elements coming in. And we have our elements coming in. So one thing that's needed is the elements to go out before it pushes to the screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a new on-click element. And we're going to say add an animation. And that animation is fly out. And the direction it's flying out is to the top. You'll see that's triggered on a click element. So now we're going to say with that we want to add another effect, add animation, and let's also do a fly out, and it's flying out to the bottom, which is perfect. And let's say start with previous, and then for these we are going to wipe them away. So we're going to add an animation, and it's a wipe exit. So wipe out. Okay, and this is running with previous. And the direction for this wipe is going to be to the left. And the direction for this wipe is going to be to the right. Okay, so now let's quickly see what it looks like. Okay, text comes in, text goes out. Moving on to the next slide. Text comes in. Okay, great. Now that we know that works, we can delete that one, just duplicate. Then we're going to quickly change the picture. Where is my change the picture option? And normally I change a picture image here, but that's not an issue. Okay, let's quickly go here. Let's someone just change the picture with text fill so that we know it's a picture source. Insert from stock images. Let's just quickly grab one from here. We're gonna say happy girl. I'm gonna say insert, sticking to the yellow. There we go. Now we're gonna change the crop on it just to adjust. Here's our happy girl. Let's quickly change this picture's full. Insert from stock photo. And let's print puppies, because why not? Insert, okay, there's our puppies. And then let's create an ending slide. Add it in here. Move this little troublemaker all the way to the left. We're going to make sure that there's no animation linked to this. Animation pane, let's just quickly remove that. And our slide is transitioning in from the right. Okay, let's just make sure our background has that gradient on it. Otherwise we're breaking that. Okay, so let's add some text to fly in as well. Let's just do a little white text block. Add it there. Okay, let's just sync back. You need to go back more. There we go. Okay, let's just change this shape. Nice. Differentiated. Right. There, I want that. Shape outline, no outline. There. Let's add in some dummy text. This is where your information should go. Okay. Just duplicate our efforts, Control C, Control V, and let's move this to the back. Range, same backward. Just change this numbers. Also, I see I deleted it. So we say that's 1999, shoe shine. Let's just change our date here. 1999, shoe shine. Okay, this can go to the back. Now we need to make sure this animates in. Sorry. Let's try that again. View, range, send backward, send backwards, send backwards, send backwards, send backwards, send backwards, send backwards. There we go. Send forward. Great. Okay, that's done, that's done. Let's make sure this animates in. And let's make this cute and start it there. Start with previous. And let's do the same for this one. We're going to say fade. It's cute, nice and slow. Say start with previous. And then we're going to put it here. Okay, let's see. Should actually fade out, shouldn't it? Yes, it should, sir. Okay, so now we're going to add another animation. I'm going to say fade out. I'm going to say start with previous. For this one, same again. We're going to say add an animation. I'm calling it fade out. And it should start with previous. There we go. Let's test our little timeline animation. Okay. Great. Buildings go in. Animation continues. Okay, fantastic. We have our company timeline. One thing I would like to change, which I notice now, is that it doesn't automatically transition after the slide ends. So on that last click. So let's quickly build in a transition. This transition runs on third. Yeah, okay. Fine, click, click, click. Okay. And that's it. Thank you for watching.